Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing another game of Snoopeh, this time with a serious jungler, and he is duo queuing with Wicked. So Snoopeh is playing Skarner and Wicked is playing Talon, and Talon was going to go mid, but I'm not sure now. Yeah, he's still going mid. Never mind, I thought they were going to switch just there, but apparently they're just guarding some jungle or something. Yeah, they had a little bit of a discussion in the selection because Wicked wanted to go mid, obviously because Snoopeh was the jungler. So they are on voice chat together, some kind of Skype thing. And yeah, if you are both on voice chat, it is really easy if you have mid lane and jungler. Or it's really useful because with mid lane and jungler you can coordinate a lot better than if you're, for example, top lane, because the jungler will not always be near top lane and he will always be relatively near mid game, mid lane, because obviously the jungle, well, most of the jungle creeps are somewhat close to mid lane except for the double golems, which is kind of a low priority target anyway. Oh wow! Victor not running out when he had the chance. Oh, that wasn't Victor, hang on. Victor was on the enemy side. Rise not running out when he had the chance. And getting killed because of that. I'm not sure if he had the chance to run out there. Maybe I missed something, but yeah, Skarner, because the Nocturne was in top lane, is going to steal the raids here. He's going to leave one, because otherwise the raids will have respawned by the time Nocturne gets here, and that is not what you want to achieve. And he is going to steal the red buff here, which is interesting. That means that there's a red buff for Talon now available in their own jungle. And I am pretty sure that at some point they will get to that. So the small golem already taken out, but the big golem is the one that gives most money anyway, so he would have probably left the other golem there, just to annoy the enemy jungler. And yeah, so for now he is going for his own jungle again, because he didn't want to go gank someone whose lane is completely pushed in the wrong way. So hopefully the sound actually records correctly this time. Not a whole lot I can do about it now, so guess we'll have to see. So going for raids once again, but yeah, Skarner or Nocturne did the same thing to him. And double golems probably also stole the red buff. Oh my god, I didn't see this coming. I thought he was really clever there, but apparently he saw the Nocturne run into their jungle or something like that, because, well, I think he would have known that. But yeah, well. So the enemy placing down a pink ward in the top lane, in the river, meaning that it's now virtually impossible to gank unless you put a pink ward there yourself. And for now that is not really the plan, I think, because pink wards are quite expensive, and yeah, it would be very nice for Rise to at least have a ward up. Because Rise, yeah, he is going to die a lot more if he doesn't ward his lane, and that's exactly why they took out his ward. Because without the vision, the jungler can just come in and kill him quite easily, in fact. And yeah, the only way to solve that is either to place a pink ward, remove the enemy pink ward, or to place a ward in the enemy jungle or something like that, somewhere that is not in range of the pink wards that the enemy plays down, which is probably in the bush. So the bush that is next to the river or in the river, however you want to put it. Sorry. Yeah. Are we going for dragon here? It seems that is a good plan. Ooh, just outside of the range of Riven there. Almost gets killed, but Talon gets out okay. Score is still 0-1. And yeah, all lanes seem to be doing okay-ish. And if they can get this first dragon, that would be very good, to say the least. And yeah, dragon is up, so that's at least good. But I'm not sure if he can take it out alone, and I'm not sure where the enemies are, because we only see Victor in top, and maybe he suspected them to go for dragon. I don't know. Enemy doesn't have clairvoyance, by the way. I heard them mention that. I didn't actually see the summoner spells for this one. But apparently they don't have clairvoyance, which makes it a lot harder to actually spot things like dragon being taken or anything like that. So it seems they have Nunu support here. And Nunu support is now going to die. There we go. It's quite easy to do that, obviously, 3 versus 1. Although technically it's 3 versus 2, but Sivir is not going to stay in a fight, or she will die too, and she wasn't going to get a kill. But that's what makes gank so strong, that you can go with multiple persons on one. And Nocturne coming in here. And they are going to focus. Wow, they did focus the Talon quite a bit, but Talon got out, and so the ultimate went down on Skarner instead. Skarner, yeah, just tanky enough to survive that, or just enough HP to survive that, because, well, he doesn't really have any tankiness. I still don't know why they haven't fixed the fact that if you buy something, like he bought the null magic mantle here, and then for a brief moment the Mercury strats light up because you can actually afford them, or the system thinks you can afford them, and that's just bad programming. Because it is, it happens because first you get the item, and then the money is collected from your account. But before doing that, all of that, obviously, it checks whether you have enough money. But if you reverse the order on that, so if you first subtract the money from your gold value, gold amount, and then give you the item, then this won't happen. So Victor going to suicide here. And yeah, the better way to solve this would have been to recall straight away once you see that. And yeah, it will take 8 seconds, but you might actually have a chance to catch him. But anyhow, Victor did die, and although he didn't give any experience or gold away, it is still a loss for the enemy team, because, well, he cannot farm in that time, and his lane is going to be pushed. And Riven, meanwhile, doing her thing, just getting some minions, and bottom lane seems to be dominating here. Although they don't have the kills to prove that, but still. They seem to be doing a good job of actually staying alive and pushing the lane, but yeah, this is the risk of that. They are going to try to catch someone, but it's not going to work. Nobody is available for the Skarner ultimate or the stun from Vayne. forgot what it's called once again. Always forget that. Yeah, I always want to say expunge, but that's the Twitch skill. It's condemn, that's what it is. See, I remember. Though at some point I will remember most of the words I'm looking for, but it's not very useful, because then if I remember after 30 seconds, like now, then I cannot really use it in a sentence. Anyhow, pink ward going down, and they're going to go for dragon at, what's that, 11 minutes 40? So yeah, that's not a real early dragon, but it's definitely a good boost to the income of everyone. And since they are behind, I think they're 2 to 3, that would make up for that goal difference at least. And they gave away first blood, so yeah. So finishing off the other two minions, he already took out the big one, but then went to bottom lane to help out, and now cleaned out the rest. So bottom lane is still, well, heavily contested on both sides. Both teams want to, get as much done as possible. Yeah, and who's going to get the blue buff here? Because, well, Ryze obviously doesn't need it, because all he builds is mana. But it would be good for Talon, I guess. On the other hand, he can also just keep it himself. And, oh, there's the enemy jungler coming. Yeah, well, they saw him, and yeah, that's why he backed off a little bit, to get the golem into the bush. But apparently Nocturne either just warded a bush and didn't actually want to come in for blue, or noticed that he wouldn't have a chance to get it and went back because of that. Yeah, Smite is still up, so that's that might be helpful for any engagements that they want to do. Wow. 2 pink wards going down, so one from them, one from the enemy. And yeah, fortunately they got to take out the enemy's pink ward, because otherwise the enemy could take out theirs. And there's Riven, teleporting out right at that moment. And apparently already has an Oracle's, which is an Oracle's Lantern now. It is still the Oracle's Elixir, just got a new name and a new picture because of some kind of holiday that's going on. It's also why we have Phoenix buns now. Anyhow, bottom lane now, Skarner's domain apparently. He's going to just last hit and going to harass the enemies a little bit, but there's not a whole lot he can do. I mean, he's Skarner. He can do a whole lot in a team fight, but not outside of that. And he is going to keep these minions here for when Vayne returns. There you go. Oh, nice catch there. But Riven is going to flash and get out of this, although they are going to tower dive her. Oh, that wasn't Vayne. That wasn't Riven, sorry. That was Sivir. Riven is in mid lane. Yeah, by now Skarner can tower dive pretty well, so nobody's safe anymore when they're just standing at their turret. Yeah, Riven doing some nice job there against the Talon. I'm not sure if she is supposed to win that, but she did. And oh, lots of damage going down here, and he actually dies. not quick enough to get out of the ultimate. Yeah, well, mid lane is now losing a turret and may lose a second turret as well because, well, these guys have a lot of AoE damage. No, they're not going to pressure it anymore. But with the large amount of AoE damage, you can actually take out the next minion wave and at least do some damage on the next turret. It's 4 versus 5, they're 1 dragon ahead, so they should still be ahead in total gold, assuming that the minions are somewhat equal. Yeah, they seem to be okay. It seems that Skarner is a little bit behind on the Nocturne, but for the rest, it's pretty much the same. And Skarner is going for, well, additional health and armor and all that kind of good stuff. So Vayne getting killed, which means that it's no. Oh, did they kill someone as well? Because they were 1 kill behind, and now it's. Oh, maybe it's 46 and I cannot read it. I think it's 45, or I thought it was 45, but must be 46 then. Yeah, Talon doing some nice damage. Nunu trying to get his ultimate off, but that was more to scare away the Skarner, the Talon, sorry. And yeah, the stun field going off, and nothing is going to happen for the rest. Although there might be an ultimate from Skarner incoming. No, Skarner getting damaged quite a bit there. And oh, is that what the ultimate's from Victor? Don't know. So once again, pink ward going down. The enemy pink ward was also there. And they're going to take out another dragon, which makes it 2 dragons to 0. And that is a good deal. So Smite is up, so yeah, no problems. Enemy jungler did try to come in to get that. But yeah, not actually managing to do that. Ryze is going to get this blue buff. Even though he really doesn't need the mana, but he can use the cooldown reduction. At least in the early game. Normally in the late game he will have full cooldown reduction anyway. If he's in top lane. If he's in mid lane he will only get the... oh come on, what's it called? Frozen Heart. And Frozen Heart gives you, I think, 20% cooldown reduction. Which means that if you go for the blue buff after that, and if you're in mid you normally get all the blue buffs, then you can pretty much have full cooldown reduction, or well, near full cooldown reduction, with just that one item. So Victor getting... oh, almost getting... well, he did get caught, I guess, but he flashed out. And they didn't react quickly enough to actually catch him. Because he was only like around the corner, and I think that the two coming in from the river, that they could have caught him. Which was Vayne and... come on, Janna. So Talon a little bit in top lane, doing some minion killing. And now Riven coming to mid lane. Yeah, Talon is not going to stay top lane because top turret has already fallen, and there's not a whole lot I can gain from that. As long as Victor is still there. Because Victor, I think, is pretty farmed. Not actually sure about the minions, but he has been in lane for most of the game. And he did do quite a bit of damage to, well, to everyone in that last team fight. Anyhow, yeah, they lost 3 turrets here so far. And did they even get one? No, they have gotten 0 turrets. So it's not going very well on the turret front, which makes it harder to defend, obviously. Oh, finally they get a turret on top lane. Wicked going back there. And yeah, I think Talon is AD, so he can take out turrets pretty quickly. Yeah, Skarner is one of those champions that can farm up really well, because he has a very repeatable AoE spell around him. And because he also has a shield, he never has to worry about taking minion damage. So all in all, he can do a whole lot of good with that. And yeah, they are going to take out the enemy turret. So just a minute ago they had 0 turrets and now they have 2. Which means they're only 1 turret behind, but they're 2 dragons up, so guess that's good. And going for Regent's Omen here, meaning he is going to lose his 1 gold per 10 item. But that doesn't really matter too much because, well, he's a jungler. It's just a nice bonus to have for a little bit, that you get some gold, but he doesn't really need it because he can get the minions whenever. And yeah, the dragon timer was already up, but because there was a lot of spamming in the chat, well, not really spamming, but just a lot of text, he's going to write it again so it's easier to see. And dragon is going to come up in about a minute, so they are going to make sure that the enemy doesn't get it. But yeah, the risk of going for dragon is that the enemy can do baron at the same time. And obviously they were trying to sneak a baron in there, which most of the time doesn't work. But sometimes it does work, and that's what they were counting on for this time to have it actually pay off. That was a lot of damage from Talon on the Victor, and that means that Victor is pretty much out of the fight, and they get a dragon fight that is basically 4v5, unless Victor is going to come back or going to stay in the fight. Oh yeah, there goes the oracles on the enemy team. Nunu dying, giving away a lot of gold with, well, his kill or his death and the oracles, and well, getting 2 more kills, 1 more death, and ooh, Vayne dying. That was definitely not intended to happen. I mean, the support dying, that's okay, but Vayne shouldn't have died there. And yeah, then Rice dies as well. Not a whole lot he could have done. Not so much Rice, but I meant the what's his name? Come on, Skarner. Yeah, Skarner couldn't do a whole lot about that. He didn't have his ultimate up, so he couldn't distract them. And he doesn't have a shield or something that he can give away to someone else. So it's not really useful for that. By the way, he only levels up his Q and W. I don't even know what his E is. I think the E is the harassment skill, but the one where he shoots kind of an object in the direction of the enemy. But yeah, I'm not actually sure. It seems the W is the shield, but the Q I don't know. That might be. No, I don't know. I really don't know. Double slash or something like that. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about which skill Skarner brings to the table. So at least he oh, it's maybe some AoE spell. Huh. Yeah, as I said, I don't know. But definitely preferring those two over the E skill, which, well, many champions have this one skill that is completely useless in most situations. It's like a filler skill. You have to have 3 skills or 4 skills, which are ultimate. And they kind of didn't have anything good. The champion's already pretty strong, so they kind of toss in a skill that doesn't matter at all. Like Kassadin's, well, auto attack buff. Who cares about that? Nobody ever levels it up unless you go Troll Cartus. Kassadin, sorry. Troll Kassadin. I don't know if I said Cartus before, but I meant Kassadin. Kassadin, is, because he's a melee champion and is never played as such, yeah, it's kind of a useless skill to have. Yeah, as I said, many champions have that. I guess Skarner has one as well. Yeah, so bottom lane is once again free farm and going to probably take out these turrets because, well, there's nobody here. Maybe are coming for him, so I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to, but it seems doable. No. Yeah, Victor coming, and Victor is... Oh, it does have some nice AoE skills and can take out the minion wave pretty effectively. Yeah, Sivir coming in here, and he's not going to be able to get away from her, but that really doesn't matter as long as he can... as long as he doesn't die, it doesn't matter that she can chase him. And he does have quite a nice amount of armor with the Redun's Omen. I think that's 100 armor. And now 2 of his teammates coming in to get... 3 of his teammates coming in to get Sivir. But he's not worried, he's just going to farm up this minion wave. Basically do what he needs to do to get the damage done in the end game. And get the tankiness he needs. The Q is the AoE skill. Yeah. Probably there are already a couple of comments in the yeah, about that I didn't know what the skills were. I do know how to look them up, guys, so you don't have to put skills or skill descriptions in the comments. Is he really going for this? Well, I guess against Nocturne it's pretty decent. But who's doing the enemy's damage? Oh, Sivir. Yeah, Sivir might also do quite a bit of the damage. Of course, yeah, the Thornmail only works against champions that actually do damage with their basic attacks, because it doesn't work on anything else. Five enemy champions against 3 friendlies. So that's probably not the fight you want to get into. Although by now everyone's there. And yeah, it's a fight for Baron here, which is interesting to say the least. Skarner a little out of position here and is going to get focused by the enemy team. But he is going to get out, but only just, and the enemy team just going on to kill Ryze and Ryze, Janna, Vayne and Talon. So the only one surviving is the one that actually, well, engaged, or well, was engaged up on first. So yeah, that definitely wasn't a good deal. He doesn't have any wards to place at Baron. So I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he wants to flash in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are doing it. Oh, they are already done. But yeah, with his speed buff, he can escape anyway. And nobody's going to follow him, so he can safely do raids. So the enemy team might also take out Dragon now for an extra 1000 team gold. It's a good deal. And yeah, they are going for Dragon now. So yeah, that's what you get for almost getting aced. Well, practically getting aced, because well, the Skarner did survive, but he did have to go back to heal, and that gave the enemy enough time to take out Baron, and well, because the rest was still respawning, they could take out Dragon as well. So yeah, that was well played on the enemy's part, and Janna had to flash out here. Is going to survive that, obviously, but yeah, nicely done by the enemy, closing in from both sides. She couldn't really go anywhere else, so she has to expend her flash or lose the oracles. And you really don't want to do that. Oh wow, that damage from Silverman. That is so much damage. Yeah, they decide to back off for a second until the next wave comes in. And with this wave they're going to take out the turret easily. So on to the next one, and probably the same is going to happen here. They're going to take out the turrets without any trouble. Taking a little bit of tower damage there. And wow, the Nocturne actually getting killed there. For no good reason. And then, wow, they take out 3. They take out Riven and Sivir as well. But they do get the turrets. And, oh... Rise going down for no good reason. So I think that was 4 for 1 or 4 for 2. No, 4 for 1. Talon is over here, doing his thing, killing inhibitors. And I don't think that the support Nunu can do anything about that, because, well, the only damage he really has is his snowball and his ultimate. And even if he still has his ultimate, Talon has silence, which breaks the ultimate, so doesn't really matter. And the snowball doesn't do enough damage, not nearly enough damage to scare him off. So they're going to get 2 turrets and an inhibitor for an inhibitor turret. But they still have their inhibitor. So now all of their minions are going to be a little bit stronger. I think a little bit of an HP boost there, which you get when the inhibitor is taken down. Which means that all of their lanes are going to push automatically now, even if they don't do anything. So they will gain a little bit of map advantage because of that, which is awesome. So 19 to 16, and I think it's 2 dragons to 1. And of course we have Baron Nashor, which also counts as 1 dragon, I guess. Because by now you get the same amount of, or almost the same amount of gold for Baron as you get for Dragon. So basically, yeah, it's 2 versus 2 on the big neutral minions, and yeah, they're still 3 kills ahead, so I guess that's good. They do have some more pushing power now. Shurelia's being used to get out of that position. They weren't really grouped up properly, and they are going to poke a little bit at the enemy, trying to take down the minions in the meantime. But yeah, not a whole lot going on for now. And I think they took out that ward. At least I'm assuming they did. Yeah, a little bit of poking around here, but you can see the top lane is pushing quite hard. Mid lane is also pushing, but yeah, that's not really too important. Wow, the Janna going down to some harassment there. That's really unfortunate to have, because Janna provides a lot of crowd control, so stuns and slows and such. Meaning that the teamfight would be a whole lot easier with her. And they're going to take out the enemy jungler. Nocturne going down to a little bit of a speed burst there. And they are going to take out a turret and Riven. But Vayne, being really low, has to heal up on some creeps or go back. And is going to take out the bottom turret apparently. Because the enemy wanted to defend this mid lane, so they decided to attack the mid lane. But Vayne was staying bottom just to kill the turret. They get a turret in mid, and Vayne gets out no problem. But the turret is really at a few hundred HP. There we go, taking it out. And getting a kill on Victor here. So by now, yeah, 3 inhibitors will be taken out here, and that will be it. And yeah, the enemy team cannot really defend this anymore. So they made a nice comeback here. I mean, they weren't really behind, but it felt like they were behind. They were 3 turrets to 0 behind. But yeah, they made a nice comeback by killing 2 turrets and then basically crawling back in this. And of course Talon split pushing did help. They got an inhibitor out of that, and that spiraled towards where we are now. But yeah, the first Baron, that was really the moment when they were at most behind. And I guess, yeah, after losing that team fight 4-0, I could say they were really behind. But now they're going to get a Baron, and everyone is going to attempt to go home. And going for Force of Nature? Yeah, okay. Going for Force of Nature here. Has a Shurelia's and a Radiant's Omen, so 2 activatable items. And has been using them throughout the game. Although Radiant's Omen, yeah, I don't know what the animation looks like, but the one from Shurelia's, yeah, you see that all the time. It's 2 blue rings around the champion. And of course you see the speed buff on everyone, but does he really have 700 armor? No, that can't be right. No, that I don't believe that, so it must be 200 something. But it looks like a 7, so not actually sure. Oh wow, that was that was a lot of damage going down on both sides. But yeah, they are coming out on top here because they just have better items. And oh, nice one. getting the ace, and yeah, that was it. So, end of the game with a decent jungler this time, so finally he doesn't lose. And I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. GG.